truly do, Rod Creek. What's happening with all my people out there in the free world today? It's an absolute pleasure to be back here amongst my roundtable family. Salute to all of y'all, man. Yeah, it's an unexpected live, you know what I mean? However, like I've been telling y'all, we gonna try to stay as consistent as we possibly can, if not with lives, definitely with videos. You know what I mean? When something that sparks the entrance the interest of arousal mentally, you know what I'm saying? We definitely gonna bring that to the round table and share with our round table family, point blank period. Now look, I ain't gonna hold y'all, but let me say this before I jump into what I'm about to jump into. Like, comment, share, subscribe, hype, do all that. It costs you nothing. You know what I'm saying? Support the channel, man, because we need as much extra motivation as we can get over here at the Swang Low podcast, being that I feel in my heart of heart that we do everything the way that we're supposed to be doing it as grown men and women. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, all support, you know what I'm saying, is definitely needed. Again, like, share, comment, subscribe, hype, do all that old good stuff. It won't cost you a dime. You know what I'm saying? You just becoming part of the team by doing that. Now look, what's up, beautiful Golden? I see you in the chat. I see you. I see you. I see you, beautiful. Thank you for taking the time out to join me. You know what I'm saying? Salute to you. Wish you was here, but I know you busy. Have a very busy schedule as always. I can't stress that enough. However, you still make the time. You know what I'm saying, to show up. You know what I mean, and I salute that in its entirety, straight up. But look, I've been seeing this thing going on YouTube, man, surrounding BG Knockout, the rapper from Compton. You know what I'm saying? And it's a couple of things that he said. Well, it's one thing that he said that sparked up something else to come about with his name attached to it. You know what I'm saying? Now, I don't jump into people's business. You know what I'm saying? And hey, if you are a person that has any standards about yourself, you wouldn't jump in nobody else's business either. I say it and I say it again. You know what I'm saying? When you take the time and opportunity to jump in somebody else's politics that don't involve you or where you're from, you're opening yourself up to some problems. You know what I'm saying? Because think about it. The number one thing that I'm gonna use myself for instance, being where I'm from, if I had somebody, which we have, had somebody jump out there and speak on my section, right? And you're not from there, you have no ties to us, no nothing, but yet and still you take the opportunity to jump out there and speak on something that has nothing to do with you. You know what I'm saying? For instance, like somebody being a rat. How an outsider gonna have any input on somebody being a rat from where I'm from and you're not from there? You know what I'm saying? And another thing, if these people that's being accused of this, if they homeboys or associates isn't jumping out there saying that these dudes are certified rats, which I don't see it happening, because who would bring that type of politic to YouTube? I mean, well, we've seen the type of people that do it. But come on, man. You dudes supposed to be of the streets. Y'all supposed to be gang members. Y'all supposed to be this and be that. But you bringing politics that belong in the streets to YouTube. And you cover it up under the word content. Oh, I'm a content creator. You know what I'm saying? You can't tell me what to report on. You can't tell me who I can or can't report on, right? You hear these things. However, in prison, when you jump into somebody else's business that don't pertain to you, such as putting a snitch jacket on somebody, well, guess what? 9 times out of 10, when you call somebody a rat in prison, 9 times out of 10, you gonna be the one that have to go take care of that person. And here it is, you got dudes on YouTube doing this, but don't run no phase, don't pull up, don't do nothing. But here y'all jump behind the camera so comfortably and get into other people's politics. If BG Knockout is a rat, And however his homeboys from his section choose to address that situation, hey, out of respect, y'all gotta allow that to play out with them people in their section. You know what I'm saying? Just because you on some monkey see, monkey do type of stuff. Oh, I seen a couple of other podcasters jump out there and report on it. So if it's on the internet, it's open game. You hear this type of garbage all the time. They use this as a reason to chase numbers. If I see somebody like, I ain't gonna even use no names, but if I see a podcaster doing a show on, let's say, a topic like what's going on with BG Knockout right now, right? And the numbers go through the roof. The next podcast, they're gonna look at him. Oh, look at them number. Oh yeah, I'm gonna do the same thing and jump on the same story. Them they use the same title. You just change the thumbnail up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You hear a lot of your own words coming out of some of these other podcasters' mouth. You know what I'm saying? Like they didn't look at your stuff and then went and created their version of what's going on, right? This happens, and this is how these dudes chase numbers. You know what I'm saying? YouTube actually encourages you to do that, right? However, you dudes that call yourself podcasters and content creators, right? You have no code of ethics when it comes to the things that you jump behind the camera and speak on that don't pertain to you. I've seen dudes jump on and speak on the Nipsey Hussle case. You know what I'm saying? Unalive and has no statute of limitation. So you little pet detectives that's jumping on y'all podcast shows that's trying to figure out who did what, calling this man a rat. You know what I'm saying? He didn't do this. He was supposed to do this. Like y'all building cases on people. Y'all are actually building cases on people. Hey, my suggestion to any new podcaster that's thinking about getting into this field, hey man, don't look at these other podcasters as a means of study, because they're gonna walk you right into a grave where they're gonna end up eventually playing the internet games by, speaking on politics that don't pertain to them. Speaking on stuff that has nothing to do with you. I don't care if other people is putting it out there or not. You speaking on street politics, stuff that belong in the streets. It's a reason why you don't see everybody in the streets behind these cameras. It's a reason why, you will see in a lot of old school pictures and videos, dudes got their face covered up if somebody do happen to bring a camera out. I remember being one of them dudes. You know what I'm saying? I remember being one of them dudes. I remember the first song I dropped and me being so engulfed into that world. The photograph, the photograph that I used for the cover art was a picture of myself with a blue rag covering my whole face up. Then on my other single that I had dropped when I had first got back into the rap game, half of my face is covered with a blue rag. If you really from the streets like that, then you're not seeking any type of notoriety for being in the streets and doing dirt. Because if you're in the streets, 9 times out of 10, you're doing some type of dirt. So why would you want your face to be seen or known or recognized for any of these illegal acts? You know what I'm saying? Point blank period. So it's a reason why everybody don't jump behind these cameras and bring all that hood shit to YouTube and to social media, because this isn't the space for that. And on top of that, we cannot forget, because they've shown us over and over again, you know what I'm saying? The police is watching these YouTube channels. The bigger you get, the bigger the audience you get, which means the police will be right there in attendance. You know what I'm saying? With they pens and notepads, taking notes from the things that you're schooling them about. When it comes to street politics, when it comes to y'all trying to solve these cases and who snitched on who and who's no good and all this stuff, bro, like, this is at an all-time high right now. on social media. All these dudes, all these tough gang banging podcasters, you know what I'm saying, that is jumping behind the camera, speaking on different sections that they not from, you know what I'm saying, unalivings, who ratted on who and all this stuff, right? Y'all doing all this effery, not pulling up. In prison, if you put somebody out there, we finna make you get on his head or you finna get ran up out of there. Point blank, period. So if you're not ready to go through that, you shouldn't be speaking on nobody else's politics, you know what I'm saying, or who's a rat or none of that, especially if you ain't got the proof behind it. Point blank, period. BG Knockout also made a statement about the Southside Mexicans. I spoke on that already, so we're not going to even touch on that. However, it was a controversial statement that he had made. You know what I'm saying? That has to do with prison, and that's really a political issue, prison wise. You know what I'm saying? Because the way that we look at it is that type of situation where you're getting told on is being utilized as a tool to give this specific group the upper hand over any and everybody else. If you're utilizing uh, uh, telling as a weapon. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Beach Boy. I see you, Beach Boy. Salute you, my bro. Salute to you. I'm glad you took the time to come sit at this round table for a second. We're not gonna be here that long. You know what I mean? But I just wanted to touch on this subject, you know what I'm saying? Because is I seen Compton Rick Rock too. Shout out to Compton Rick Rock TV. I seen a video he dropped this morning, which is why I chose to even get on today and deliver this to y'all, because he addressed that situation and he addressed the people that had anything to say, any commentary, you know what I'm saying, in regards to BG Knockout. Well, what he was addressing was somebody jumped out there, another podcaster, thirsty ass podcaster, jump out there, and basically he was saying that he wasn't satisfied with the way that Compton Rick Rock covered the story on BG Knockout being a rat or not. You know what I'm saying? I guess there's a couple of podcasters that wasn't satisfied with Compton Rick Rock's commentary. They felt that he was using kid gloves and dancing around the subject of his homeboy from his hood, his section, being a rat, ratted on Mexicans, right? This is the way that these dudes um, described that situation, and Compton Rick Rock definitely got back and said what he said. You know what I'm saying? Which is pretty much what do any of y'all got to do with what's going on over here in my section with my homeboy? I don't care how y'all look at how I approach the situation. You know what I'm saying? First and foremost, that situation ain't even for the internet. But yet and still here it is. Y'all would jump behind the camera instead of approaching that person. If this person is being accused of something, right, and you see that this person is kind of a public figure, why wouldn't you address him? Why just immediately jump behind your camera and get the reporting on some stuff that you don't even know if it's true or made up? Somebody could be mad as hell at BG Knockout for saying that the Mexicans had a green light to tell on the blacks and then made up this story on him being a rat. You never know. That's why I don't cover that type of stuff or speak on that type of stuff, because you never know. And when the truth come out, let's just say the truth come out and he's not a rat, they got it mixed up and all this and that. Think about all you weird ass dudes that done jump behind your camera and reported on this false story that wasn't even true. And even if it is true, even if it is, that's street shit. You know what I'm saying? So you dudes that call yourself gang member podcasters or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Why you won't address this man? He's been accused of it, right? You reporting on it, right? Right? So address him directly or shut the F up. Mind your business. Speak on what's going on in your hood, in your section, your relationship with your homies. If you got one. I'm me personally, I'm not one to brag about, you know what I'm saying, being all cozy and shoulder to shoulder with other men. You know what I'm saying? I can care less how anybody view me on if I deal with my homies or not. I'm not here to, man, come on, man. Who y'all trying to get me to convince? The police? Oh yeah, he has strong gang ties because he done jumped behind his video and said how good he is with all his homeboys and how accepting and loving and embracing they are of him. Gang members. You stupid ass dudes, man. Don't you know the Rico is real? I guess you don't. You're not gonna know until you're hit with it. And then you sitting up in somebody's federal prison, like we've seen happen to a couple of other podcasters and online personalities who's dealing with that to this day, right? Regretting ever. Probably having nightmares of cutting that camera on, jumping behind that camera, and running their mouth the way that they've been running it, that got them sitting in somebody's federal prison on some RICO type stuff right now. Trying to impress the internet. Like I told y'all, man, I'm not here to impress none of y'all. I'm not here to be friends, kumbaya with nobody that isn't meant to be in my space. And you're only going to be in my space if I allow it. Outside of that, man, I'm not on the internet to make friends with nobody because we see how these dudes is backstabbing each other, backbiting on each other, calling each other out their name, disrespecting dudes, dead homies, family members, hoods, and whatnot. Tough guys behind the cameras, though. Ain't pulling up on nobody. Ain't taking no phase, no fights, no legitimate head of fights. You know what I'm saying? Like how when you go to your hood and everybody is whether y'all on the street, in the park, wherever y'all at in y'all section, and dudes got issues with each other. Well, look, y'all niggas get in the street and handle that. Get it out the way. You know what I'm saying? And move on. It seemed like the only time I hear about phase getting taken is when they go to the LA County jail these days. Other than that, these dudes ain't, man, come on, man. All social media, hype, boo boo. But you got dudes that want to jump out there and speak on who's a rat and put rat jackets on dudes, and you don't even know if it's true. And you speaking on situations that's way up out of your jurisdiction. It has nothing to do with you. So if one of them wanted to go slide on one of your homeboys and you probably way out somewhere filming the video from your living room or kitchen, you know what I'm saying? Nowhere even in your hood, but you jumping behind the camera saying this wild stuff about somebody being a snitch and these dudes is out. And they over in your section. They can't get you, so we gonna get one of your homeboys. You feel like I'm a snitch, you feel like my hood is accepting of snitches, then we finna go take it to y'all. This how we feel about your homeboy jumping behind the camera, running his mouth, and we ain't even beefing with y'all. We not nowhere in each other's jurisdiction, but here it is. You got dudes jumping behind the camera where the police and everybody else is watching and putting snitch jackets on dudes. No paperwork or nothing presented, reporting on this type of stuff. Nothing concrete. There's been a lot surrounding, you know what I'm saying, BG Knockout's name because he made the statement of the Southside Mexicans being able to tell on the blacks. You don't think people gonna be mad about that? They're gonna go try to dig up everything that they can on this man to discredit him as credible on what he said about him. You know what I'm saying? It's mighty funny that this popped up after that statement went viral. All of a sudden now man, get out of here. I'm not trying to hear none of that. You know what I'm saying? And I think the internet would be a lot better place if some of you dudes, you know, had a little bit more if y'all had a little bit more respect about your approach when it comes to what you are reporting on in your videos. Period. Because I promise you, if you ever have to go to prison and you pull a stunt like that by saying who's a snitch, you know what I'm saying, and putting that out there, then I promise you, you're going to be the one that have to go take care of that person. And if you don't do it, I've seen a lot of careers get ended in prison like that. You're out of there if you don't do it. You feel me? The game will flip and twist and switch on you fast as I don't know what. So if you're not willing to step up and take care of that person that you putting a rat jacket on, shut the F up. Find something else to comment. And on top of that, if that person ain't from your, speak on the people that's snitching from where you're from. Speak on them bad people that's from where you're from. See, it's a reason why a lot of these dudes don't do that, because they know they hood is going, they got access to you. Everybody else in the world, they might catch you by chance. You know what I'm saying? But the people where you're from, you bring them politics on camera, I promise you. And these dudes know that. That's why they don't do it. They'll speak on what's going on in everybody else's hood. That's boo-boo. That's trash. That's weak. Speak on what's going on in y'all hood. Speak on them rats where you're from. If you're gonna speak on that type of thing, if you're not willing to put yourself in the crossfires of what's to come after you do something like that in your own hood, hey, I suggest you leave everybody else alone. You feel me? Because you're not just making yourself a target by jumping into somebody else's politics or whatnot. You making your homeboys, your homegirls, they kids, your mama, sister, brother, and everybody else that you say you care about a major, major big target, because somebody that you're jumping behind the camera reporting on at your podcast not feeling that. Somebody feel disrespected. So until any of you so-called gangster podcast dudes are willing to not just report on some of the people that y'all report on, but go face these dudes. You got anything bad, derogatory to say about any other man that's on the internet, you know what I'm saying? Hey, cut the camera off, man, and go into real life and meet up with these dudes. Other than that, hey, we not trying to hear about nothing that you weird ass dudes are calling content, reporting on, and you putting jackets on people and you don't even know if it's true or not. They got every right in the world to be upset and get at any of y'all sideways, foul, however they choose to, because guess what? You're getting in business that don't pertain to you. Point blank, period. So you are open season, your hood open season, your dead homies, your dead family members, and anything else that's associated to you. You get at me, that's how I'm going to get at you, I promise you. And if I know anything about you, and I'm going to, trust me, that's why I tell you dudes, man, like when I talk about stories and I've did it, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to mess with me. You don't want to beef. You dudes, y'all don't want to beef with me. Because I'm around a whole bunch of y'all homeboys. And I can pull that blanket right from up under any of you dudes that think y'all tough. They call yourself podcasters. You know what I'm saying? And want to get in everybody else's business. You know what I'm saying? And put jackets on people. Then guess what? I'm going to knock you down with factuals, with receipts. So if any of y'all ever think about playing with me like that, hey, trust me, man. Hey, cocked and loaded. But we not here for that. We don't come to the internet looking forward to drama and beef and BS, creating bullshit and putting, you know what I'm saying, false narratives on people for clicks, likes, and views. You know what I'm saying? We over here on some grown man, grown woman type stuff, man, and we keeping our people aware of the people that's like y'all that don't care. You report on anything and you don't care. You have no integrity in what you do, in what you put into the universe, and that's sad. That's sad. But yeah, man, I just wanted to bring that to the round table, man. You know, I don't want to hold y'all up too much longer. You know what I'm saying? It's just it irks me. You know what I'm saying? When you see lesser than jumping behind the camera and having a voice when you know in real life a lot of these dudes ain't about nothing. You can jump on the camera and be whatever you want to be. You know what I'm saying? You can paint the picture of yourself and your background, your history, and all that. You can paint that out like Picasso. You know what I'm saying? But in real life, people know what time it is. People know. That's why I tell y'all when I get behind the camera, I can't be nothing other than who I am in everyday life. What you seeing right now, I promise you, man, like if we sitting side by side together, we in the room together, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I promise you, I don't change. I am who I am with no extras on it. I'm not no extra out type of person. I'm normal, just like, anybody else. However, I do stand on what I stand on. You know what I'm saying? Point blank, period. So anything that y'all seen me present at this round table on the Swang Glow podcast show, man, that's who I am. You know what I'm saying? And there's 1,000,001 people that know me that can vouch that all day. So I don't feel the need to go the extra mile explaining and trying to convince people out there about who I am. You know what I'm saying? I tell y'all things about my life and the experiences that I had to help people. That's my way of giving back and help, you know what I'm saying, heal my community from the stuff that I've done over the years. That's my way of helping to rebuild what I destroyed. You know what I'm saying? Point blank, period. We all got a mission. We all got a job, whether you understand that or not at the present. But as a grown man, hey, man, it's time to wake up. I chose to be woke. Thank God. you know. But yeah, I'm finna go ahead and end this, man. I appreciate the few of y'all that was able to tap in. Shout out to my family, Beach Boy. You know what I'm saying? Bro is always here. You know what I mean? Nothing but love for you. Shout out to everybody else, man. Those of y'all that catch this a little bit later. You know what I mean? Hey, salute to all of y'all, bro. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate the love. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all the podcasts that is standing on their business and doing the right thing. You know what I'm saying? That know it's going to be others that come behind us that really, really, really need a true path that's going to get them where they're supposed to be and not in no wreck. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. But yeah, man, I'm finna go ahead and end this, man. I appreciate y'all for showing up, man. You know what I'm saying? Salute to all of y'all. Salute to all the real podcasters that's making a difference. You know what I mean? That have real messages, that don't jump behind the camera and be trying to solve crimes and, you know what I'm saying, put rat jackets on people without any proof, paperwork, or any. And in this day and age, they can generate paperwork through AI. So, hey, you're going to have to do a lot more to convince me. You know what I'm saying? Point blank, period. Other than that, mind your business. Tend to what's going on in your section, in your hood. Report on what's going on in your hood. Do that. Speak on them politics. I dare any of y'all to do it. Dare it. You know what I'm saying? On that note, let me get up out of here, man. I love and appreciate you all, man. Y'all take care and stay safe out there. Till the next time. Oh, and enjoy y'all weekend. Enjoy y'all weekend, man. Love all y'all. My girl Golden, love you. I'll hit you later. Y'all take care, man. Y'all stay safe. Till the next time we meet at this round table. Triple gang.